This actually brings up an age-old question which I think we were discussing. Did God make man or man make God? Something that I have been still thinking about. We might, if we have some time, we will go over it again. Uh,
Yeah, that's right. This is a question, but I will not get into it because it is a very big debate.
okay, so tell me,
So
are
we'll probably throw it to the audience later.
yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So tell me, are there any other metaphysical concepts in your book?
Okay, if you're alert and awake, I can tell you. Otherwise, we skip that. So far, I've tried. Okay, so there is the concept of the soul and the concept of liberation. Okay, these are again dense concepts. There are various concepts of moksha actually. Advaita tradition has another concept of moksha, and Dvaita has a different concept. Some think it is a change in consciousness. Some say it is actually you get it only after death and all. But I'll take the common concepts and I'll explain to you something which is common to all. Okay. First, we have to understand what a jiva is. Jiva is a conscious living being. Why conscious living being? Conscious because of the Atman within. Embodied. Correct? A jiva is a conscious living being. Now this jiva, according to Sanatan philosophy, has three bodies. One is the gross physical body, which is made of flesh, bones, nerves, tissues, blood, organs, all that. That which we also perceive, your heart, everything. The second is the subtle body, which the body that contains all the vital forces that run your system. I just talked about panpsychic systems within our body. The prana that runs the body, that is part of the vital system. All the vital systems that run, seamlessly they are running, you don't even come to know, you cannot feel them. Something is running continuously. That is known as your subtle body. That is the, okay, how do I explain it? Have you seen those Russian dolls? There's a one doll, then there's another doll inside, then there is another doll inside, right? So the outermost layer is the gross body, which we can think, feel, perceive. Then you have the subtle body inside, which is running all your vital systems. And then inside it is the causal body, which contains, according to Sanatan Dharma, see all these are also debated within Sanatan Dharma. But I am giving you an idea of what is in the book A and B is also the common concepts that are there. Okay? There are many debates around everything. And that is what the beauty of Sanatan Dharma is. There is a lot of debate and discussion and all. So the third body that is right inside is the causal body. The causal body is the one which contains the imprints of all your past life sanskar or imprints. Sanskar are imprints. Okay? They have your karmic account. All that there is there in the causal body. The causal body is also called the bliss body because this body is closest to the Atma and it is a reflection of the Atma. So this is the concept of bodies in Sanatan Dharma. So you have the gross body, inside it the subtle body, inside it the causal body, and inside all of that is the Atman or the spark of Brahman. Okay, this is the Jeev. You've understood the Jeev? Now to understand the Jivatman, okay, let's consider when a person dies, right? The soul, they say the soul leaves the body. So what exactly leaves the body? The gross body is shed and the Atman along with the causal body and the subtle body leaves. Over a period of time, the subtle body which contains impressions of this life, okay, A lot of it is shed, but the significant impressions of this life are again absorbed into the causal body. Now the subtle body becomes empty. The subtle body is shed after some time. This is the Sanatan concept. Okay, I mean, I do not agree or disagree here. I have understood it. I am explaining it. Okay, so the subtle body is shed. Now what remains behind is the Atman enveloped by the causal body or the Karan Sharira. This is the Jivatman. This is the concept of Jivatman. This is the Jivatman. This is the soul. The Atman enveloped by the causal body which participates life after life in the cycle of birth and death. Cycle of birth and death is called samsara. So it participates in that. And why does it participate? Because it has a bondage to samsara because of the impressions in the causal body. It has its attachments. It has debts to pay to the world. It has its karmic account is not settled. So this is the soul which takes birth again and again and again. The Jivatman. We call it the Jivatman. It is also called a soul. A soul is different from the spirit or the Atman. So then we come to the concept of moksha. What is moksha? I am going to give it to you in 2 lines. Moksha is when the causal body is emptied. When your karmika accounts are settled, there is nothing left in the causal body dissolves, and the Atman is free to merge with the Brahman. And it is said that it takes many births of a soul's evolution for a soul to reach moksha. Also it is said that every soul has to get moksha sometime. And all souls are continuously evolving. Even today as we sit here, some of us have evolved more, some of us are at a lower stage of evolution. But every individual soul's journey is different. So this is the other metaphysical concepts. And I think we stop at metaphysical concepts because beyond that, if we get into it, it will be a problem. So I think this is what you got. These are the metaphysical concepts have been discussed in detail in the book.